out below, and even a level 2, because we don't know how that's going to be received. And I will tell you that it will be well received, and I know your team would appreciate it. Do you see a pattern here in terms of, it really boils back down to consistency and following up. It is going to be the heartbeat of your business. It is what's going to carry you through the times that are less active. In the beginning, you may find that you just have this initial customer base or following, people that are willing to jump on board with you quickly. Some of you may not have that right away, but in either case, the follow-up is important. For example, a lot of times you hear us say that we use Facebook as a primary source to follow up. And whereas that is to get our clients, to grow our businesses, and where that is very true, I will tell you that Facebook was a huge asset for me in regards to following up. I didn't just post and people came. There was some of that. However, if someone liked my post, I followed up with them. I took all of my contacts that I had, and I personally sent each contact a message. So you have to step out of what seems obvious in your training. And that means we'll post on Facebook. Well, you've got to do a little bit more than that. You've got to follow up. Just because you gain a customer doesn't mean you're going to keep them. You need to stay in touch with them. Now, you're going to know your customers much better than I will. I will tell you that I think a great time basis is every 2 to 3 weeks, because if you are following up with them every week, chances are they're not going to see the product working for them. But if you give them every 2 to 3 weeks, you give them a window of opportunity to see things moving or working, or an opportunity for you to come back in and say, how are things different from 3 weeks ago? Are you measuring? And it gives you less of a chance to, in my opinion, get flustered. Because if you're calling every week and, I can probably tell you week to week, I'm not seeing much change in regards to how I'm feeling, but maybe give it 3 weeks and I'm seeing a change. So that's my advice for starting out in regards to follow-up. Keep lists to help you stay organized. And everybody's going to be different. Some people work better with technology. Heather, you and I are not.
Heather does not work well with technology.
No, we are big people with our little notebooks. And, Heather and I have kind of made jokes. She's looked through my spirals as I was growing through Plexus and continue to grow. And I'd make myself little notes. Y'all, I followed up with myself. And I think that is huge in this to remember, is it's not only important to follow up with your customers and your ambassadors, but you also have to hold yourself accountable through this process. So to do that check of, have I done this? And I know Heather's going to get into goal setting here in a little bit. However, all of these things, it's kind of like a juggling act. You've seen the 3 balls in the air. It's the follow-up, it's the consistency, and it's goal setting. If you can somehow manage those 3 and keep them all rolling, you will have success in this business. I could go on this subject. Heather, if you would like, we can come back to this. I feel like...
Thank you, Rainey.
Yes, you're welcome.
That was really some good information that we need to hear. I want to piggyback off of something and kind of give a little bit of a kudos out to a few of you guys on the team who have expressed recently, and I think this is a huge thing, and I want to commend you for this. I'm not going to call out any names. They are on the call tonight, but I wanted to really encourage you guys. Thank you for those of you who have actually done a little bit of self-reflection and come to me and said to me that you realize that you are not doing everything that you can do to support your team. Guys, this is a good thing to know and to remember. And it's okay that you might see yourself as, not totally doing everything you need. That's where the whole growth part comes in. And to be honest with you guys, That was my whole reasoning for starting my own team page, was because I was realizing that there were so many people levels down from me that were in my downline that were completely slipping through the cracks. I do not want that to happen, so that's why I've created this page, because I want us all, since we're all in the same downline, which is my downline, I wanted us to all have a place where we started to kind of know each other, and I wanted to find a place that we would have accountability. And one of those things with accountability is being transparent. So I want to say that I'm really proud of those of you who have come to me this week and last week and let me know that either you weren't getting the support that you needed from your upline and you were seeking other help, which is another reason why we have this team call and this team page now. And those of you who are actually have a growing team that have been at this a while, who realize that you have not been doing everything that you can within your power. That's a huge self-realization, and that's one thing that's going to get you growing, because you're going to keep looking at the ways that you can improve as a leader. So I want to go into some goal setting things here. And I wanted to talk to you now. Don't start frantically writing, because I'm telling you, I have all this typed out and I will post it in our files section on our page. And I will also have a recording of this call that I can send the link to. And forgive me, because at the very beginning, the first part of what Rainey was saying, I actually forgot to record. So some of it will be a little off. So if you don't remember what she said, just comment and we can get you the information. All right, let's talk about goal setting here. Rainey, I'm going to keep you unmuted so that if you need to piggyback off me and want to interject at any point, you can. Let me see how we're doing on time. All right, we have 20 minutes. It's 8:50. All right, so here's what I want you guys to focus on. We're going to talk about goal setting now, okay? All right, so I want you to be thinking about some of these things, all right? You need to have a plan in advance to make a difference in the moment, okay? Let me repeat that. You need to have a plan so that you can plan in advance so that you can make a difference in the moment, because we all know that if we try to make a plan on the fly, a lot of times it doesn't really work. And a lot of our business is relational, and so we're trying to build relationships, and we need to plan ahead for what we're going to say. I think you guys need to understand, if you're a newbie here, we are all here to help you. There's people at all different stages in their journey. And I wanted to tell you that one of the things that is super, super important is that you need to have a working knowledge, first of all, of the product base, what it does, what all of our products do, and also you need to have a knowledge of the comp plan. That's a hard one. Rainey can attest to the fact that it took me many times asking her the same questions over and over before I finally got it. But there's no question that's too stupid or that you can't ask a zillion times. And you also need to have a working knowledge of the business opportunity, how to present that to people, what ways you can focus in. It's really about listening more to them and finding out really what their needs are so that you can plug them into a product that will work for them. And you have to be bold, because I believe that the Lord places people in our path. And when he places them in our path, then it's our job to be bold and to speak out and to talk to them and share our stories and share the products that are changing people's lives. So let's get to goal setting. Here's some of the things that I want you to start thinking about, okay? What is your current rank? You may have just started. You may be brand new, and that's okay. We all started out. I want you guys to start thinking, what do I want my rank to be September the 1st, okay? We're kind of on a little 3-month plan because we're thinking about the summer. And sometimes the summer gets crazy. We go on vacations and what have you. But I want you guys to do a little bit of mental math with me, okay, on what we can tangibly do to grow our businesses over the summer, okay? So I'm going to read some of these, and just know that you can go back when I put it on our file page, and you'll be able to access these. All right, so if I add blank amount of ambassadors over the summer, if I add blank in PV each month, if my ambassadors reach blank in PV each month, then I can earn or be at whatever the rank is that you want to be by September the 1st, okay? Now, it's probably not going to be a feasible thing for you to say, I'm going to be a double diamond by September the 1st. If you can do that, I will more than applaud you, because that means that I'll be up there with you guys. But I will tell you, set manageable goals that you can do incrementally. Baby steps are still progress, you guys. And I know sometimes it's easy to compare yourself to somebody else and somebody else's journey. I have actually done that myself this week. I've been frustrated about some things, and I'm like, you know what? I got to get back on track. I got to think, okay, Heather, this is your journey. But you have to make steps to change where you want to be if you want to be in a different spot. All right, so what I want you to do is I want you to focus on the 5 R's. I'm going to give you what those are, and I'm also going to, it's going to all be posted. But I want to talk through them. The 5 R's are this, and these are what are your goals going to be this summer for each R, okay? Revenue, that means your PV. What do you want your PV to be? Now, I have had an ambassador contact me this week who stated that they wanted to keep their people that are buying the product, basically wholesale, that don't want to work a business. They want to keep them at that so that their PV stays high. Guys, as I reiterated to that person, I understand the thinking in that, but what happens is you have to continue. It's kind of a delicate balance. You have to continue to not only keep getting more customers, but as you grow your team and you have ambassadors, you also have to focus on training and helping your ambassadors duplicate themselves, because if it's not duplicatable, your team's not going to grow. And I know there's a few of you on here who have said to me, I've been doing this for X amount of time, months, year, whatever, and I'm not where I want to be. Well, let me just give you a little bit of tough love. If you guys have people around you, you need to start talking to them, okay? And I know some of you guys are shy and some of you are more introverted than others. This is very important for you to grow your team. You need to get customers first, which means you need to tell them about the products. And then hopefully from that, those people will become your ambassadors, okay?
Hey, Heather?
Yes.
I do want to jump in on this one.
Go ahead.
You guys, just to go off of what Heather's saying here and the importance of it, I know it's scary when you look at your PV, and for those of you that have been in this and you've built it up to whatever is your impressive amount, and for each person that can be different. But I want to give you a couple of examples real quick on this, and I want to be sensitive of time, but I think this is a really important part to focus on for a second, because we look at the PV and we think we need to hang on to it. Y'all, and these are my numbers, and I'm going to share them with you. This is not normal. This is not what I'm telling you to reach for. But when I started with this business, all I was concerned about was building my customer base. I knew that at some point I was going to have to be concerned with the team, but I didn't feel comfortable in asking anyone to join my team if they hadn't been a part of my product line. So I had grown my personal volume to over $10,000. I will let y'all know that it hovers somewhere between $500 and $900 a month now. So, but that's because most of the people that I signed on as customers joined my team. And that's exactly what we want, because I will tell you with knowledge that most diamond ambassadors have a PV somewhere between $500 and $1,500 a month. So be willing to let go of that PV, because it is imperative to growing and ranking up.
Okay. Absolutely. Thank you for that. Another thing I want to say on that note as well is I know you guys that y'all have been trying really hard to get contest points for convention, and I don't have firsthand knowledge, but I would guesstimate that probably they'll announce that another contest started today for the Leaders Retreat. I don't know this firsthand, but I'm just going off of the past. And it'll probably be announced at convention that they're going to retroactive the points to June 1st. I don't know this for sure, But I want you guys to understand this, because I know a lot of you have people that are your customers that really could work this as a business and that would be interested in working it as a business, but you have not asked them to do it because you want to keep them so your PV stays high. I know this because you guys have commented this to me. And I want you to understand the fallacy in that thinking and piggyback off what Rainey said. When I started as well, my PV was very high as well. It was not 10,000, but I think I had months that it was like 5, 4 or 5.
Yeah, very high months. Yep.
But if you turn these people into ambassadors, guys, you have to look at the bigger picture. And that picture is this. Think about, would you rather have one person getting your 100 PV, or would you rather have them building a team with 20 people where you're going to reap the benefit from that downline? So really, really think about it and really look at your customer base that you have. If you have a customer base, if you don't yet, if you're new, start just building your customers and making them preferred customers. And I want to say something else. One of the things that is most helpful, I think, that can help us out is our daily method of operation. We talked about this at Super Saturday. We call it our DMO, daily method of operation. And it can look different for you if you like a calendar like Rainey does, or if you like just a blank sheet of paper or a journal. The thing that you need to do is to have something visibly in front of you every day that you've written out what your plan is. Because if you don't have a plan written out, then you're not going to do it. And Rainey laughs at me because when we started, she would say, Heather, what's your plan? And I said, I don't have plans. I don't work like that. I'm spontaneous, and I still am. But now I keep a calendar, and I write down who I need to follow up with. And, you know, if I need to screenshot something from a conversation so I know that I need to get back to that, I'll even put a little note and say, refer to your screenshot so you know. Whatever way is your little tickler file to remember to handle it. But we need to spend our time focusing on income-producing activities. That's so important. And by that, income-producing is not sitting on Facebook all day long, commenting on other Plexus Ambassadors posts, okay? You guys, I know y'all are smiling because I see y'all's faces looking at me. And one of those things that is not income-producing is sending messages to each other all day long saying, can you post on this? Can you tell about this? Y'all, that time can be spent out there in the field telling somebody about the product, okay? So one of the formulas, and I have it all written out for you, is the 5-3-1 formula. If you're not familiar with that, excuse me, that formula, we have 9 minutes. That formula is going to be something that you can manage your business effectively on a daily basis, okay? And what that is 5 new contacts a day. This can be face-to-face. It can be via text, Facebook, email, a phone call, whatever way you find best to reach 5 new contacts a day, okay? Yes, it is hard. It is not easy, especially if you work in the home. If you provide childcare for somebody and that's your job and you don't get out a lot, or maybe you're in the work field and you have people all around you, but it's kind of weird to you. Just be bold, y'all. That's what you have to do. So that's the 5th, that's 5. 3, the third part of it is 3 follow-ups. So these can be calls, text, Facebook messages, checking on potential customers or existing customers. And we can be the best customer service reps that we have, guys. If you guys have been trying to call customer service lately, you know that it is a long time to get a hold of somebody. That's just part of our growth and part of the frustration of dealing with a lot of people and lots of new faces coming on board. But people need to feel like they're cared for after the sale as much as they do before. So make sure that you are following up. Like Rainey said, the fortune is in the follow-up. The number 1 thing of the 5-3-1 is training. This can be on helping a customer know how to take a product. If you don't have any ambassadors yet, that could be self-training. There is a wealth of recorded information online in our back office. All of us are on the team page. I highly suggest anything on YouTube that Sonia Dudley has, personal development-wise. Laura Harrison, Sarah Marble. These are some great ambassadors who have some great information that we can read and look at the different topics, and they're usually like 6 minutes to 8 minutes, whatever. You can also train a new ambassador. And so I just want you to understand that in order to do any of these things, you have to do what I said at the beginning. You have to know about the product, the comp plan, and the business opportunity. And when you have that knowledge and those fundamentals, then you feel armed with the ammunition that you need to talk to people confidently, okay? We also have gut health training. I did a video on that. I'm going to post that on our team page. I also did Plexus Shield of Confidence training. I have a video on that. I'll post it on our page. Each of these things is going to make you more and more confident when you're talking to people and trying to get people on board with the products. All right, so I'm going to go over the last bit of things. We've got about 6 minutes left. And I want you guys to make this a spectacular summer, but I also want you to make it a summer with purpose. So we're going to try to remember to do some of the following. First thing is plan a Plexus event when you take a vacation. I know Randy was at the beach last week. She met up with some ambassadors when she was there. When you take your vacation and you meet up with some people and talk Plexus and maybe try to connect with some other ambassadors while you're there, you can make this trip your tax write-off, guys. And so the whole trip is tax write-off. I don't know if you guys knew that or not. You're going to focus on the 5 R's that I told you. Revenue. Oh, I forgot to tell you the 5 R's. I'm sorry. Revenue, which was PV. Recruiting. Retaining the people that you have. Replicating or duplicating. And resting. So we need to do all those things. So we're going to focus on the 5 R's during the summer, which are those things I just read. Another thing is you can mark your calendar now with trips that are planned already or days that you know that you're going to be working, and then you can just kind of fill in the gaps there with opportunities that you might be able to use to share with other people while you're out and about. Make a goal of attending a training somewhere every week, whether that be meeting up with another ambassador online or via Facebook. You could just chat about things. My real goal here is for us, y'all, to have kind of a buddy system. Somebody that you click with on our team, or it may not be on our team, but it's very important that you have somebody so that you can have that accountability. Because without accountability, guys, we kind of just sway and go whenever, and no one's there to say, Heather, did you do your 5-3-1 plan today? How many people have you contacted? Oh, you said you want to be silver. That's 3 people. You need 3 people. How are you going to get that by September the 1st? I want us all to look at it this way. Every month, we can all go silver again, okay? So that means 3 people. So let's try, you guys. Those of you that aren't silver yet, 3 people in your levels 1 through 3. Qualified ambassadors who've purchased a welcome kit will get you silver. Silver gives you a $100 bonus. That's not chump change, guys. All right, the 4th thing is make a summer reading list. And I have kind of compiled a list of some different books that I feel like have helped me. And I'm still in the midst of reading some of them, but I wanted to mention a few of them to you guys, and I have this all written down as well. But some of the great ones are John Maxwell, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. John Maxwell's book, How Successful People Grow, 15 Ways to Get Ahead in Life. John Maxwell's book, Everyone Communicates, Few Connect, What the Most Effective People Do Differently. Also, a book that Rainey gave me when I started is called The 4-Year Career by Richard Bliss Brooke. And it's how to make your dreams of fun and financial freedom come true. And then, y'all, I have picked up this book, and I've talked to a few of you about it, and I know a few of you have bought it. But Suzanne Summers has this new book out called Toxic, From Toxic to Not Sick. And it is an excellent, excellent book on gut health. And we have really been trying to educate people on gut health lately. And this is a really great book. I would just suggest getting it to read it for yourself. And finally, the last book that I have, and a lot of you guys have read it, but it's Mark Batterson's book, The Circle Maker. And it's praying circles around your biggest dreams and your greatest fears. So there's plenty of ways that you can incorporate Plexus into your summer. And when we get done, and I'll post this stuff, I want you guys to go on there and print a copy off so that you can start filling in what your goals are. And when it comes to accountability, I'm going to be getting in touch with each one of you who is interested in actually growing your business. And I'm going to start asking you, okay, what's your rate? What's your goal? Where do you want to be? Where do you see yourself? I am available here to you. And I want you to understand that I have not done the best job of this up until now. But I'm telling you right now, you have my full commitment on this. Things grew really, really fast for me, and I was kind of in a, woo, what do you do? And I've been learning a lot myself with self-development. And I just want you guys to understand that I humbly stand before you and say, we are all in this together. And in order for me to succeed, you guys have to succeed. And in order for you guys to succeed, that is my job as your leader to help you with that. And I hope that you guys have a sense of camaraderie here. And I want our page, the team page, to be a place where you are welcome to voice your comments and things that you need help with, and you feel supported, and you can invite your new people to the team page so that they feel supported. And so going forward, I want you to understand that I am also going to, I feel like there's a real need. Shake your head for me if you feel like you or anyone in your downline could benefit from having product knowledge information, compensation plan information, where you could effectively tell people, this is how you get paid, and this is why our comp plan sets us apart, okay? And what was the last thing? How to present a business opportunity. Some of these things are little issues that people aren't, they're kind of brick walls. So I'm in the days to come, the months to come, we're going to be focusing on that. You guys can always send me a text, send me a Facebook message. I will do my best to help you however I can. And I know Rainey would say the same thing. I'm going to do this right now and stop the recording, and I'm going to unmute everybody because I figured it out. And I want to open this really quickly. It's 9:11. If you have to go, I understand that. Thank you so much for investing in your business and taking the time tonight with us. I look forward to being with you guys and helping you guys much more than I have in the past. And you have my commitment on that. I hope to see those of you at convention that are going. For those of you that aren't able to go, we hope to see you guys next year. But I'm going to unmute it, and I would like to just leave this open until everybody's, if you have any questions that you want to ask. So let me do that really quick. Let me stop the recording.